What's up, everybody? I just wanted to quickly illustrate this concept, which I'm getting annoyed by every time my carry players get wrong or do not understand. Um, I hope it helps you guys play better in your games. So it's essentially about pushing. Let's take a look at the map currently. So there's like 3 waves doing this, right? Imagine there's a Lina on the enemy team. Imagine we're Radiant, and imagine you're a carry player, minute 15, playing in the triangle right now, feeling Gucci. So, enemy Lina is showing here. She can definitely kill you. She's a kill threat, and you should be looking out for her, where she plays and stuff like that. And the enemy team, the rest of the enemy team, or quite a big chunk of the enemy team, maybe without the carry, is playing bottom, brawling your team, right? So the map looks like this, and you see your kill threat, one of your kill threats pushing mid. Now, you have some choices to make as a carry player in this situation. You could be having a great game and keep farming this triangle, or wait for the Lina to push this and push this back, or go back here and push this, farm this shit, or you could be pushing this wave or farming this camp, right? You have a lot of choices to make. Now, what really annoys me is how this situation comes up time and time again and is a very, very obvious choice to make in most circumstances. Very obvious choice to make. So let's roll back a bit before I give the answer, which is obviously to push this wave, and tell you why that is the case. So, Dota is essentially a game about getting little advantages accumulated over time. You do not win a Dota game over 10 minutes. You do not win a game of Dota over 5 minutes. And pushing plays a huge part in getting those advantages on your side. So game starts off 50-50. Waves meet like this. Heroes are equal, and as the game goes on, some heroes gain an advantage over others and start bullying them off the lane. Now, apart from getting a lot of gold because of that, and the enemy team farming less, one of the most valuable things that you get for winning your lane is being able to push first before your opponent. Alright, and this is huge, and low MMR players do not understand this, but it's very important for them to do so if they want to rank up fast, if they want to progress in this game fast, if they want to start thinking about this game critically and not just bot away. So, what does that mean? After you win the lane, being the biggest animal on the lane, meaning you can push the lane faster than your opponent, lets you have this extra time, this 30 seconds before the next wave meets, for you to do anything that you want on the map. You can come gank, you can go farm this, you can go push another wave. But what's really important to understand is that pushing a wave is not just I'm getting gold faster than your opponent. I'm also setting up myself to get gold faster than the opponent in a snowballing fashion, because I have this extra time to go set up another one of these situations, to go push another wave like that. And what does pushing exactly do? Well, it gives vision. That's the biggest thing about what pushing does. It gives vision. These creeps go up on high ground, where generally high grounds are the most dangerous parts of Dota. We die very often here on these stairs, on these stairs, on these stairs. We die trying to siege. We die in Roche Pit, where there's like no vision and there's high ground here and high ground here. We die trying to invade triangles. We do not die when we see the enemy. Nobody is that. Okay, I mean, come on. Like, people feed all the time, but my point is that the easiest deaths are the ones where you just don't see your enemy. And what the creep wave does is it gives vision. What's more is that, gold secondary comes secondary. after this wave pushes, if Dire pushes their wave into the opponent's tower, now somebody has to come and respond and take this gold that you're pushing into them, or lose it. So if they lose a lot of waves, they will be very, very, very far behind on gold, and they will also reveal the information that nobody is here, which means that you could play safer here, your carry could play safer here, etc, etc. So, but as I said, the biggest part about pushing waves faster than the opponent is setting up yourself to do it again and again and again and again and again until you win the game. That's it. That's it. Whoever shoves waves faster than the opponent is in the winning scenario. That's Dota. Alright? If you're in the winning scenario, if you're ahead and you're not shoving up waves faster than your opponent, then you're not playing the game as if you're ahead. Alright? Then you're playing the game like a sissy. You're losing. You're giving up your advantage. Because your advantage, essentially, of being stronger than your opponent is being the lion. Alright? Is being able to feed first. You're the lion, you come in, you feed first, then the hyenas eat what's left. Alright, so as you're this Terrorblade here, or whatever carry, imagine you're any carry, level 15, and you see the enemy Lina pushing this wave, and the other part of the enemy team brawling here. You have, and this is what actually the video is about essentially how much time you have, because most players do understand this. Most players do understand that they should be pushing and they should be applying pressure as a carry. What they don't understand is how much time exactly they have. They slack it off. They're like, oh, the wave is here, I can farm this camp and I can farm this, and you know, I have time to push this wave, it's fine. And then they come in super late. They either die pushing it because they're super late, or they push one wave and then they go jungle again. Alright, because they do not have time to push another wave at this point. It's way too late. The enemies have started moving around the map by the time you're already here. So, understanding that when the enemy team is ahead, you playing in the safest parts of the map, away from the enemy, because that's your job as a carry. Your job as a carry is to play away from your enemy and relieve pressure, and also apply pressure. Alright, so what they do not understand is how much agency they have over their games, of relieving and applying pressure to the enemy. So this Lina, imagine this Lina beat Quab and she's snowballing. And this Lina is like shoving a wave and then going farm with her fast movement speed, and you Scepter just go in and fight here and push another wave and then come back and push this wave as well. This Lina is creating so much pressure as a singular hero. And the only way she will stop creating pressure if she has to respond to pressure. That's the only way, or if she dies, alright, which is unlikely. So, what carry players do not understand in this situation is that, that they have to push every little advantage they get and squeeze it out, not only in order to win the game, but in order to get better. In order to progress their Dota knowledge, you have to push yourselves. You have to take some chances, you know, you have to try to test out your limits. If you do not come here when it's obvious that you have to go here and push this, you will never do it when it's dangerous, alright, when you have to do something smart in order to push this. So, carry players, please pay attention to who can kill you and know how much time you have. Do not slack off your pushing. Do not slack off your pressure. This is how you play the game for the first 20 minutes. This is your only job and you have to do it. The exact same way that you get annoyed at your supports for not warding or not rotating, the exact same way people should be getting annoyed at their carry AFK farming triangle. That's essentially this lecture is about. And I'm also going to show you how much time exactly it takes for this Queen of Pain with no boots of speed to go from here as she pushes this wave to here. Okay, so imagine the worst case scenario is when you're farming this triangle as a safe laner, and you see the enemy mid laner push out this wave and then go in fog. Now, as soon as this happens, as soon as the enemy mid laner pushes these waves and goes into fog, you have a timer ticking for the worst possible outcome, where this mid laner comes in and starts contesting your farm. Alright, so the farm that you should be taking, the farm that is free here and gives so much more gold and XP than fucking jungle camps, like this is very beta farm. The worst case scenario starts ticking as soon as the enemy laner goes into fog. So let's see how long it takes for the enemy mid laner to come from here to 35 to here. Alright, this is no boots, no Lina passive, no use scepter, not using blink, nothing. I'm just walking. Alright, I'm just walking. I'm just a mid laner that's out for blood. Alright, I just pushed my wave, I have nothing else to do, I don't want to farm jungle camps, and now I'm here trying to kill the enemy carry. What's the timer? That was 25 seconds. Alright, 25 seconds is the amount of time you have before an enemy, without boots, without using blink, with no use scepter, with no aura of giving it movement speed, no blinks, no nothing, has to come from here to here. 25 seconds, guys. Do you understand this, carry players? Everyone, Archon, Legends, just get this into your head. 25 seconds is the amount of time you have to push this wave. Worst case scenario, alright? Many times the opponent mid laner is going to be farming this or farming that, or not even going towards you. However, that's no excuse for not getting better, for not pushing your limits, for not doing what's correct, alright? You should not be here while the enemy mid laner is pushing mid wave, alright? That's the baseline of what I'm trying to say. Imagining, like, if you see that your kill conditions are showing on the map, and I'm talking like enemy mid laner shows here and there's a fight going bottom, and the only one who can test this farm is the enemy carry, alright? If those conditions present themselves, you do not have time to slack this lane, alright? Because if you do slack this lane, now you have to wait a little bit further for this wave to push in order to take it, in order to go back to triangle, alright? We're not talking in order to push the next one, we're talking in order to go back and take better farm, alright? We're talking crumbs here. We're not talking advantages, we're talking saving the situation. You do not have time. Whereas, imagine while Lina is pushing this shit, you push this wave, and then you push another wave. Because you still pay attention to the map of where Lina is, you have, okay, Lina started walking, as I'm pushing this wave, I have 10 seconds to use my nuke and blink back, alright? And then fall back in these trees, until Lina shows. Now, Lina she has two options: searching for you in this vastness of fog, alright, and wasting her time super fucking hard, and like not farming camps. She could try to search for you in these camps. You wouldn't be farming here, you'd be waiting to see where Lina is, or you'd be farming it safely, you know, you get vision as you're here. Maybe you could pull the camp and farm it here. But now Lina is on a timer. Why? Because you push this wave, and this wave is naturally pushing into her tower. So she has this timer where she has like these 10 seconds to try to find a kill. Otherwise, she has to go back to the lane. And most of the time, believe me, most of the time, even in high rank, people are just not going to take their chances of wasting time here. They are just going to come in, tend the wave, and push it back to you. And now you get the next wave for free, and you can fall back. As Lina comes here, you shove her away from where the action is, alright? You shove her where you are playing. She is fixing stuff instead of applying pressure, and now she has to walk all this way back to get back into the action. And you have all the time in the world to farm whatever the fuck you want. You have the time to farm triangle, you have the time to relieve pressure from mid lane, and then when she shows again, you can do exactly the same. Alright? But if you do not take your chance, if you do not take your opportunity to push this wave when you can, you will never get it. This is how Dota games are won and lost, is about not applying pressure when you can apply pressure and letting your opponents freely apply pressure after they win their lanes. This is exactly why winning lanes in pubs is so potent, because the enemies do not do anything to fix the situation of lanes being won, and then everybody is just snowballing through their own lane and pushing up waves faster than the opponent, and the opponents are just whacking away at jungle creeps, losing wave gold, and giving free vision to the enemies. That's it, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I know it's been very hectic, very messy. I've been wanting to do videos like this for a very long time, but this last game that I played yesterday just triggered this in me, made me do this video. I hope I can do some more again. In the meantime, peace out.